Students at Sisulu University received their monthly allowances directly from the institution instead of the National Student Financial Aid Scheme, as is usually the case. This comes after 4 fintech companies contracted allegedly failed to disburse funds, resulting in a protest by beneficiaries. NSFAS spokesperson Slumezi Skosana joins us now for more. Thank you very much, sir, for your time this afternoon. To your understanding or knowledge, what happened?
Good afternoon to you and your viewers. I just need to correct the statement that you just made that the fintech companies contracted by NSFAS failed, to disperse the amounts due to the students. That is not true. The truth is that the institution filed, or rather sent NSFAS a file that resulted in NSFAS paying half the allowances, not because there was something of doing it. It was an error in the file that was sent.
So, if you could please just go back for us, because the line was intermittent there, so we could not get what you said in terms of the service providers that were meant to do the payments.
Yeah, sorry about that. No. I wanted to correct the statement that suggests service providers contracted by NSFAS have not, or rather have failed to pay. The truth is that they have been able to pay the amounts due to student, but the issue was that they paid half of what they were supposed to pay, half the allowances. And the reason that happened, it was because of the file that was sent by the institution, for payment, which was read by our system correctly to say that it must pay half. But once that was picked up as an error on the part of the file sent by the institution, it was agreed that, for speed in processing the payment, the university should proceed and pay and top up the allowances for the students. And I have correspondence to that effect, that it was done by yesterday, that all the allowances were paid, and that at the end of this month, October, the proper reconciliations will be effected.
Okay, so it was purely an error on the part of the institution, which was picked up by
Correct.
the system.
Correct.
Okay, so the system is run by humans, or how does it work? So the institution would get the file, and then who captures it, or what captures it? Or is it fed into a machine, or is there somebody that takes the file and then captures it into a machine?
Because of the constant verification of this big data, or of the data between NSFAS and the institution, yes, there is a human element obviously involved, because it would be a file that somebody must send, from the institution, and then it would also be a human on the side of NSFAS that confirms receipt of the file and push the necessary button for the necessary allowances or amounts, to be paid out to the relevant beneficiary.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time, but maybe, I guess, how do we make sure something like this doesn't happen again, especially for students who would be hungry, right, or who have to now go to the streets because they can't focus? But if it's a mistake, let's say, NSFAS knows how much usually it allocates to this university, who was supposed to pick it up. Okay, let's say, there's no one who picked it up, and that's okay. Yeah. But how do you avoid something like this happening again?
No, I have to apologize on behalf of, I think, all parties involved, the institution and ourselves, service providers. And the reason for my doing so is that it is not an error that speaks to the capabilities of the system, or the method of how the systems interact with each other. No. It's something that speaks to just a human error, wherein whenever the file was loaded, it was reflecting that it's for a semester instead of a full year. And from our side, it's a technical area that I didn't want us to go into, but it's not something really that says the systems are not working. It was just an error because the disbursements happened, but they were half, allowances that were supposed to be paid. But as soon as that was picked up, both parties, meaning NSFAS and the institution, collaborated and huddled up quickly to say who can better make sure that the money or the allowance reaches the beneficiary as quickly as possible. And it was agreed that the university is closer to do that very quickly for the 14,000 students, and that has happened, and that has been done.
Slumezi Skosana speaks for NSFAS. Thank you very much, sir, for your time this afternoon.